Welcome to IRL Media News. I'm your host, Chris Thompson, and today we're talking about Brad Pitt's Château Miraval, including the estate's winery, Miraval Studios, and the lawsuit he's currently engaged in with his ex-wife, Angelina Jolie, for the right to purchase her 50% stake in Château Miraval that he doesn't already own. All that and more on today's episode of IRL Media News. Let's get into it. Brad Pitt's real estate empire. The sprawling 1,200-plus acre Château Miraval winery in Correns, France. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie first leased the centuries-old French vineyard in 2008 before deciding to purchase the estate and make it their family home in 2012 for an estimated $60 million. Even though they reportedly split the bill of the property 60-40, with Brad Pitt paying the larger share, he gave Angelina Jolie an additional 10% equity stake as a wedding gift to make them even partners. But he also included a now controversial right of first refusal to purchase back for Angelina Jolie any shares in Chateau Miraval should they ever decide to divorce. At that point, Château Miraval was owned 50-50 via Brad Pitt's company Mondo Bongo and Angelina Jolie Nouvel. Château Miraval's villa, which some say is at least as old as the mid-13th century, is its own small city. Surprisingly, the main house is relatively modest in style, but it's definitely not lacking in substance, sporting 35 bedrooms, 2 gyms, a billiards room, a mini movie theater, an indoor pool, sauna, and jacuzzi. Surrounded by beautiful woodlands and a moat, the outdoor property is a real stunner with extensive gardens, 20 fountains, ancient aqueducts, and more outdoor swimming pools, a private pond, an olive grove planted among the winding stone terraces, and the Roman-style chapel where Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie secretly married on August 14, 2014. Then there's the vineyard. The vineyard had already been a successful wine-producing moneymaker when they bought Château Miraval, which has been in the pride of Tom Bove, the American businessman who had bought the property in the 1990s and went on to make it one of France's top organic wine producers. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie wanted to carry on with Château Miraval's history of winemaking, so in 2013, they teamed up with Rhone Valley winery Chateau Castle to launch their own Miraval Wines brand. When they launched their Miraval Wines, their entire stock of 6,000 bottles sold out in just under 5 hours. In 2020, the company rolled out its first champagne onto U.S. shelves. That same year, Miraval Wines sold 150,000 cases in the United States market, a soaring increase of 17.4% over the previous year. According to Brad Pitt, even though Angelina Jolie owned a 50% stake in the property, she had no hand in making Miraval a success. According to court documents, Brad Pitt said that he was the one who turned it into a multi-million-dollar global business and one of the world's most highly regarded producers of rosé wine. By 2023, Château Miraval was reportedly worth an estimated $160 million, a staggering $100 million increase in value from when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie first bought the property. Despite Château Miraval's success, the relationship between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie was over. In 2021, Angelina Jolie sold her 50% stake out of spite to the Stoli subsidiary Tenuto del Mondo, which is owned by the Russian oligarch billionaire Yuri Shefler. This became an issue because, according to Brad Pitt, his company Mondo Bongo legally had a right of first refusal to buy out Angelina Jolie's stake in Château Miraval for $54.5 million. By selling her shares without first informing Brad Pitt and giving him an opportunity to buy out her shares, Angelina Jolie broke their contract. There hasn't been credible reporting on how much Angelina Jolie actually sold her shares in Château Miraval winery to Russian oligarch billionaire Yuri Shefler for, but the estate is estimated to be valued at $500 million now. Brad Pitt hit back at Angelina Jolie for breaking in their contract with a $350 million lawsuit against Angelina Jolie's company Nouvel, on the basis that he had a right of first refusal, which, if true, would make the sale null and void. However, Angelina Jolie has filed a tit-for-tat $350 million lawsuit of her own, alleging that Brad Pitt has frittered away company assets on renovation to the chateau's swimming pool, staircase, and recording studio. She described Brad Pitt's project expenditures as stripping and looting the company, strong words that a judge apparently didn't agree with. After $10 million in legal fees, Brad Pitt was recently awarded his 10% share of Château Miraval back from Angelina Jolie after a court in Luxembourg ruled that the nuptials giving Angelina Jolie the 10% share isn't enforceable. That 10% share has now been put into a Luxembourg court's escrow account until the legal matter can be officially decided, something the courts have said could take years. Regardless of how the legal battles over Château Miraval between Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie turn out, if you like this video, do me a solid and smash that like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks. I'm your host, Chris Thompson, and this has been an IRL Media News production.